Coach, whenever you're ready, if you want to open with a statement.
Yes, sir. First of all, congratulate Arkansas. Played a very good game, very physical game. They did the things they had to do to win the game, and the plays they made, they got going. I thought the game, we got started off to a slow start, and like I say, you never win a game in the first quarter, but you can put yourself behind the 8 ball, and that's exactly what we did early in the game. And I thought offensively we had 2 drives, the first 2 drives. One, we got to the 50 and have a nice play and have to throw it away. We would have got us down to some points and didn't do there. And then the next drive, we get down. We're on, I think, in the 30, about the 32-yard line. Definitely getting a shot for a good field goal, moving second and 2 or 3, and just miss a block and lose 8-10 yards there and get behind the 8 ball, and then don't get points there when they were scoring hot, which was important for us to at least match, whether it's field goals, touchdowns, or something. And those first 2 drives I thought was very important, and we didn't do that. And then we stalled, and then we got the drive before the half. But I'll go to the second half. But defensively, we got too many big plays. I mean, we had a 300-yard half. They had 300 yards in the first half. And, we didn't tackle well. They hit the big plays. I think they only had 7 completions, but 212 yards. Hit one 85-yarder for a touchdown and had 3 scoring drives and got up 17-0 there. Defense made one nice stop there right before we got the 2-minute drive on a 4th and 1 when it was right there at the thing. But, we gave them up. And then the second half, came out offensively, missed a block right off the bat on a play we were really good about. And then second drive, we go down, we pop it and score, get to 17-10, and we're in good shape. And then we punt, and then that's where I say that's where we got to get. And then defensively, even though we didn't give up points, defense did a really good job in the second half, but we still gave up drives. And when we had them pinned back, 2nd 10, 3rd and 10, we got them inside the 20, 25-yard line 2 or 3 times inside that we could have won some field position battles. They got some big first downs and pop runs out of there, and then they would punt it, and we were going on a long field offensively, and then we would move it, get 2 or 3 first downs, get to midfield, and then couldn't get it across, get a negative play, I think we had an illegal guy downfield. We had 11 penalties in the game. We had some, we self-inflicted ourselves in a lot of things, and what we did, we didn't play good, and that phase, and didn't play together in the second half. Well, we could have fed off each other and won that field position battle, shortened the field, got some more points in what we did, and we have to play better. We have to do a better job in that regard, and their punter did a really nice job. Our guy, he seemed like he hit it pretty decent too, and Shane did get one kickoff return that was nice, and Nice didn't get a chance on any of theirs. They kept him up higher, kicked him out of bounds, and did a nice job. And but it's a lot. We have to get better. We have to get more. We have to get guys playing more consistency, and that's coaching. Listen, at the end of the day, you're coaching them. We have to be responsible for it. We got to make sure we coach better, put them in better position to make plays, try to do the things, figure out what they can and cannot do, and get them to do it. And we're all in it together and got to play better, got to coach better, and they did a better job of that today for sure. Questions?
Down front, Olin, and then Sam right behind, right here on the aisle.
If I could ask a couple things. First of all, Jimbo, Olin Buchanan, TexAgs.com. Sorry, Mike. Y'all did not seem to challenge them downfield. Was that because you just didn't have time?
No, we had calls. We didn't have time, and we had calls. They're playing 3-5-3. They were playing a really, really deep zone. I mean, they were bailing. They were trying to give you all underneath throws or all intermediate throws, like square ends, that type of stuff. I mean, they kept a huge, which the way they played last year. If you go back and watch our game last year against them, we were able to run and we had intermediate throws and stayed ahead of the chains. We didn't this year with our penalties. The way they play, they take a lot of your deep balls away. We called about 6 shots in the game, and they played them, and that's why we were checking the ball. They had to check it down.
Okay, and then just Miles Jones. Did he get hurt, or was he not 100% today?
No, he was. I mean, he was scheduled to play, and he did. And then I have to ask the trainer when it was done. I'll get that report, and when we get done. I mean, I know he got beat on that play, but I'll see after that. Chappelle played.
Right side, Brent.
You've talked about it before. Brent Swarneman, Eastern Chronicle. Sorry, Mike. Talked about this before in terms of there are no quick fixes on the offensive line, but how would you evaluate their play and what you need to do?
Well, I mean, we got to protect better, and we got to. I know we didn't get as much as Sir. We popped a couple runs. Isaiah ended up with 100 yards, but he popped the one big run, had it there. We had some nice 4 or 5. We had some consistent runs the first 2 or 3 drives, and then we have a self-inflicted wound, get behind the sticks, and couldn't pick up on third down. Our third down conversions were really poor, and in times I have to. I don't want to stick my foot in my mouth to do, but I think we got to get more surge. We had another. Jameer got hurt. We had to move around again and make some adjustments today. We're getting banged up there, but we got to get more surge and try to find some more time. But I'll look at how we can scheme it or do it or see if what I saw in the game was. Till I look at the film, I don't want to say anything.
Front left and then front right.
David Nuno, TexAgs Jimbo. Just it felt like you guys did not go back to the run after Isaiah's big touchdown play. Did you do?
We hit it 2 or 3 times. We had a couple calls. Really, there were some RPOs that we threw. We had a nice run out of that. Then we had, well, actually the one that Nias caught down the sideline coming off the goal line was a run. We had 2 or 3 runs, and we RPO'd them because they were playing extra guys in the box, and we were throwing it out there and had some runs. But then we got behind a little bit, hit a couple runs, and then we had to get clock management when it got going and backed up. So maybe we could have more, but we weren't getting enough surge. It was really, if you go back and look at it, it was a bunch of 6-8 yard runs and then the one big one. You know what I mean? And we hit a couple after that. But many times we can get to Spiller, I'm with you. I'll go back and evaluate what we called.
Front right on the aisle, and then Sam second.
Hey,
on the
Travis
aisle.
Brown with the Eagle. When you look at those penalties that you talked about, is it a little more frustrating? And how do you wrap your mind around the fact that there was a lot of the veteran players, the experienced players that were taking some?
I know that, and that's what it is. I mean, listen, that's part of it. And I got to look and see why. And that, you know, and that's hopefully you didn't, you know, you think your young guys would do it, but the other guys, listen, they ain't doing it on purpose. They didn't do it on purpose. We just got to coach them better and get them better technique and find out why they happened and look at it. Again, until I see the film, I'll do it. But we had quite a few on the older guys. There's no doubt.
And then just at first glance, how would you kind of grade Zach Calzada's day today?
I don't know. I mean, we had some good things, bad things. We didn't have enough success, so we didn't get the things done we needed to get done, and I'll evaluate there. But I mean, again, until I see the film, I'll give you a better one on Monday. I'm not trying to dodge. I don't want to say something that's wrong, or what you thought there and what you see on film can be 2 different things.
Second row on the left, and then we'll stay on that row.
Jimbo, Sam Conn with The Athletic.
Mm-hmm.
2 things. When it comes to them dropping 8 and trying to take those deep balls away, does it make it tougher because you've got a young quarterback who hasn't had to deal
Well,
with
it does, and then you got to catch and run. And you know, we've played teams like that before. I mean, a lot of the first couple teams we played were like that. Kent did a lot of that. I mean, I know it wasn't level of Arkansas, but Kent had a good team. I mean, they played Iowa really. I mean, they got a good football team. And some of those things. So there's some teams that do it, and we work against it all the time because our defense will do it to us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we know how to. There was not a plan of not attacking, but got to catch, run, hit the holes, and then and the other thing is you got to run the football, and you can keep the run and stay ahead of the chains. And we got ahead of the chains, then we would get behind off a penalty. Like I say, the second drive after we didn't come right back after a 17-10, we got big 2 first downs, and we hit a naked play for like 8 yards to Nice. We got 2nd and 2, and they called us for a legal man downfield. I have to look and see what happened there. And then you're back to 2nd 20, 1st and 15. You know those things. So you got to be patient. You got to be patient. You got to catch them, run, and find those holes. And I'll look and see if Zach was finding them or we weren't getting open one or two. I'll find probably a little bit of both. To be honest with you, when you look at it.
And when you look at that part of it, how much does not having Chapman and Lane today hurt in that department?
Listen, we got other good players. Those guys are really good players. Those other guys are very capable and play great football and are very talented too. So listen, you want to have all your guys. There's no doubt about that. But at the same time, we had those guys out there playing. They were really good. Were good players, and we just got to coach them better.
Hey, Jimbo, Cedric Golden, Austin, American Statesman. How much better are they than you've seen in the last year or so? And also up front with the offensive line, 55 gave you a lot of problems.
He rushed well. He did off the edge. He did. He caused problem, made a step up, get inside on 3-man rushes sometimes too, and did a real nice job. But and so you like to chip and help all those things out, but at the same time, when you're 8-man drop, you got to get guys into zones or they can double cover your guys and what you're doing. So we got to do a better job in that. And what was your first? I'm sorry, your first question was what?
How much better are they?
Oh, listen, it's the same guys since I've been here, and I don't joke. I'm being, but I mean, they had a veteran group of guys who knew how to play. They played well. They played to understand their schemes, what they're doing, and they're coached very well. Like I said, they do a really good job understanding that scheme and playing well, and they played hard and played better.
Hey, Coach, Ryan Faulkner with the Battalion. You know, between Nick's punts and Seth Small's field goal, it seems like special teams was really doing a lot for y'all. What is that consistency from the special teams guys?
Well, I mean, those guys are very talented guys. They're older guys. Seth's been around his 4th year. So, I mean, you know, he got thrown in early. I remember a couple when he was young up here, but now it's great to have. That was a big kick right there that got us to a 2-score game. We got it back to 17-10 from 17, and that's the disappointing thing. And we had momentum right there in the middle of the 3rd quarter that we thought we could have kept going with, and that's where we got to learn to feed on that. But those guys are doing a really nice. Again, I say it. Nick works his tail off. Seth works his tail off. Those guys are very talented. Caden kicking off. I mean, we have very talented legs on our team. There's no doubt.
Behind the lights, Daryl, and then Justin here on the aisle.
Coach, Daryl Bruffett with KBTX.
Yes,
I know you talked about it in your opening statement, but could you expand upon that just a little bit, how disappointing it was to get behind early and then not really be able to
to get much of a challenge until you got late in the second half?
Yeah, well, we got middle of the third quarter. We were middle of the third quarter, 17-10. We popped it, so we had plenty of time. We had a whole quarter and a half right there within one score, and that's, like I said, that's a disappointing thing. We got to get some 3 and outs, win the field position battle, and then offensively go get some points, but we didn't do that. But it is, like I say, you never win a game in the first 10 minutes of a game, 15 minutes of the game, but you can sure put yourself behind the 8 ball, and that's what we did. We gave up big plays, big drives. They hit some just made plays early in the game, and we didn't get guys down. We were out of gaps, didn't tackle. I didn't think we tackled well. We didn't tackle in space very well, especially the first half of that game. We were very poor in our tackling, in my opinion. It looked like, again, I'll watch the film and see, but it put you behind the 8 ball, and you got some young guys, put some pressure on some young offensive guys, and we didn't do a good enough job coaching them to help them get through it.
Justin, you'll wrap us up on the aisle, and then we got players ready.
Coach Justin with KAGS TV and College Station. The help around Calzada, are the receivers doing enough? Are they open enough right now?
They had plays. There were some balls we got to get. I'll look at the film and see. But, yes, there was guys that were open. We could have made some plays. We dropped some balls. He missed some reads. I'm sure they covered us sometimes too. And they pressured us. They did a good job of getting some pressure and making the ball get out and not giving guys time to get open on certain routes. Because the thing about it, we got some penalties. So we had some 3rd and longs. So when you're 3rd and long, you got to – it takes time to get down there and get open down the field, and they're pressuring some of the things they did there. We'll look and see and be able to get on us. So we'll have to fix that and try to get better.
Thanks, Coach. We've got Isaiah Spiller.